All right, Panther fans, here we are about mid-season. We're at Which, our favorite restaurant, the favorite restaurant of the Colleyville Heritage football program. And
Love
we're
Which.
here. There you go. We're here with Coach Fuller. Talk about the Grapevine game. A little more fun this week than last week.
Right.
Always is with the win.
Right.
Give us your thoughts on the game Friday night. A little bit of wind, I guess, to deal with. Probably the biggest external issue, but break down first half, second half. What's your thoughts?
Well, you know, going into the game, I think I mentioned last week, that game couldn't have gotten here quick enough. It seemed like an incredibly long week. When you have a performance you don't really want to have, you know, the next week can't get. If you're a competitor, that next week can't get here quick enough. I was real thankful it was Grapevine, a big rival that we played. The game, you know, the biggest factor I think in the game was the wind, very strong wind. They won the toss, elected to defer, and you know you don't want to give up the ball in both halves. So we took the ball, they took the wind. We went 3 and out on the first possession and had to punt. I think it was like a 15-yard punt or 16-yard. They gave them great field position, and they scored. And we knew that they were going to come out and play hard. I mean, they were fired up. They had a victory line all the way up to their locker room, and their fans were excited, and the kids were excited, and they played really hard. And we got down, and then we came back finally and matched the score the next time. Then they scored again, and then you know, I think maybe halfway through the second quarter, or 4 minutes left in the second quarter, it was 21-21.
Yep.
And then something clicked, and we got a few breaks, and we just, you know, everything broke loose, like you said, and before you know it, it was 41-21 at halftime, and we knew we were going to have two quarters in a row with the win. And my feeling at halftime was, yes, we're up 21, but I just watched Grapevine a couple of weeks ago, trailing 49-18 with 4.5 minutes left in the third. Tie the game up at 49 going into the fourth. So that was in the back of my mind, and something I reminded the kids of. You know, at halftime, we felt like we needed to score as many points as possible in the third quarter too. So we scored 34 in the second quarter. We scored another 28 in the third quarter. By that time, it was 69-21 and really out of reach. But you know, we got everybody got in the game. That last touchdown, we really had told our offense when we scored to make it 62-21. You know, all the starters were coming out. They had a fourth down on the last play of the third quarter, and into that win, they kind of floated one, and Jordan Jones was able to intercept it and ran it back for a touchdown as the third quarter expired. So, you know, great effort, great game. One of those kind of bragging rights kind of deal for the kids for always. You know, they're the guys that had friends on Grapevine's team, and everybody does.
Yep.
We'll still be friends. They're still gonna.
Yep.
Their relationships will be the same. But you know, whenever it comes time to brag, whenever that happens throughout their lives at reunions or whatever, they definitely have that right now.
Yeah, I think that for the seniors, they'll remember all the games, but you always remember the crosstown rivalry.
Right.
Makes it exciting. How about, you talked about halftime, I guess maybe being a rivalry game. You know, any concerns about coming out a little flat in the second half, given the momentum we had going?
No, I really wasn't concerned. Normally I'm pretty subdued at halftime, but for some reason I was pretty fired up at halftime, and I'm not a big yeller usually in the locker room if things are going well, but you know, I was just yelling to them, and just encouraging them to just keep being physical and keep coming at them, and just don't let up, and you know, just put the nail in the coffin and get this thing over with. But don't count them out. Think about. I always try to have our kids put themselves in the position of their opponent. You know, if we were in that locker room down 20 after being tied just a few minutes before, we'd feel like they got a few breaks, and we can come back no problem.
Get back on it.
So you know, it's not our job really to decide how they're going to react. We just have to assume they're going to do everything they can to make a comeback. And they fumbled on the first play of the third quarter, and that kind of made it go bad, I think.
So Battle of the Red Rail stays with Colleyville. I don't know if the Rail was at the game.
The Rail was at the game.
Okay.
We were, our hope is that Rail stays at our campus. Once a year we give it up. They take it over to the stadium. We hope to win it and bring it back. I did take it today to the trophy shop to get the new plate and the new score put on there.
Excellent. Good. All right, let's switch gears here. Following a big victory, we go on the road this week over to Irving Stadium to play MacArthur. Not sure. I should have looked up what their record is. I know I think they've had a decent year, or certainly played some teams real tough. What's your thoughts as we head into a away game?
I think MacArthur is a very, very good football team. They're 3-2. They lost a close game to Plano in non-district. Excuse me. They played Trinity down the wire really last week. While we were playing Grapevine, they had it 24-16 with about 4 minutes left. They scored to pull pretty close, and Trinity got 2 late touchdowns. I think they had a quarterback get hurt in the game. MacArthur did, but I don't know if he'll be back. We always assume they'll be back for us. We always joke that everybody's healthy for us.
Right.
But, don't know if that's really the case. They're an athletic team. I think they made some changes last year. They got a new offensive coordinator who I've known for a while, who's tremendous. Brian Rogers. And, in fact, ironically, in 1996, I coached at Irving MacArthur with Brian Rogers, and now he's the offensive coordinator there. So it'll be fun to see him. But they've got a pretty well organized attack now. They've always been athletic, but I think we played them 5 years in a row now. Been very athletic each year, but I think this year they're a little more athletic, a little better football players, playing with a little more fire, and I think they've got a better scheme, and they're executing pretty well. So we definitely have our work cut out for us.
Is it they're running a little bit of different offensive strategy than they have, or just better coached?
Yeah, I mean it's still spread, but without speaking badly about anything that happened in the past, I just know that this year they seem to have a more defined idea of what they're trying to do, and they execute what they do very well. In the past, last year I didn't think they executed all the time really well. Defensively, now they've always been pretty tough. They do a good job of mixing up things, and they're giving you different looks, and they know where their weaknesses are, and they do the best they can to protect them. And it's a good team. But the thing that's really on the line is that this game is really going to be for, if we take care of business and do what we hope to do, this game will go a long way in determining whether we're going to be the number 1 seed or number 2 seed in Division II, because we're going to be small school.
Right.
There's no way for us to be big school, and they would think they're going to be small school too. So, this game is for seeding purposes.
Good. How about injuries going into mid-season here? We seem to be doing well from what we know on this side of the table, but how's things look from your side?
I think last week we didn't have too many, just normal bumps and bruises that take place in a football game, but we didn't have any major injuries, or I think anything that'll keep anybody out.
Good. All right. Well, thanks much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Panther fan, and again, thanks to Which. We'll see you Friday night at Irving Stadium.
Thank you.